splattered on the table. The yolk gushed in every direction. The pieces of shell were scattered. It was my 16th birthday, and we were devouring the vanilla confetti cake that my mom had made. My grandfather was delivering his traditional speech upon the eve of his grandchild's 16th birthday. I listened in sheer amazement as he explained profoundly that our lives are like eggs. He took out the Pittsburgh Legal Review newspaper and showed us the names of all the people who have committed a crime for that week. He said, each one of these people have cracked their eggs. From now on, their life is going to be very different. Every time they apply for a job, their possible employer will do a background check. When they see a cracked egg, they won't hire them. After all, no one wants a cracked egg. He explained that every time someone goes to the grocery store for eggs, they inspect each egg, searching for cracks. Upon birth, our life is whole and crack-free. Throughout our life, every mistake we make cracks our egg. These cracks cause repercussions that affect our life. He picked up the shattered egg and tried to mend it, but the task proved impossible. After a few failed attempts, he said, no matter how hard you try to gather up the pieces of and repair the egg, the task is impossible. This is why you must be careful when handling an egg, and extremely careful when handling your life. Both are very fragile. One decision or foolish move, like dropping your egg, could shatter your life forever. When my grandfather went on vacation to Turkey, he purchased 14 alabaster eggs, just like this one, for each grandchild. My grandfather mounted these eggs on custom-made pedestals inscribed with, your life, handle with care. Every time I am tempted, I hear my grandfather's words and remember my promise to keep my eggs safe. I have big dreams for my future, none of which include cracking my egg. I will make the most of my life and keep my promise of keeping my eggs safe. My grandfather's talk serves as a constant reminder of how fragile life is, and how life is to be handled very carefully and thoughtfully, and how poor choices and poor judgment sometimes have lifetime consequences that can never be overcome. So, do y'all have any questions?
Where do you put the egg?
Right now it's kept on top of my desk, in my room.
Where did you get the idea for the egg?
I believe it was he was just grocery shopping with my grandmother, and he just noticed how thoroughly and carefully she went through like each box and was only wanting the ones that weren't cracked. Yeah.
Why does he give it to you when you turn 16?
He gives it to us when we turn 16 because that's when we get our license, and that's when we have our first real freedom away from our parents, and that's when we need to start making the best decision.
How are you planning to continue this tradition with your grandfather and the egg?
I'll probably do the same thing he did whenever they turn 16, since that's when we get our license. But yeah, it was really meaningful to me, especially whenever you go through all the peer pressure. So I intend to do that for my kids.
One more question: have you thought about the egg scenario whenever you've been in situations in your life where you have to make a choice?
Not directly, but I remember my grandfather saying it. Maybe I don't really always come up with the egg, but I do come up with my grandfather, and especially since he passed away 7 years ago from cancer, that he's watching, and I know that he expects me to keep my eggs safe and not crack it.